And go.
Alrighty guys, this is our game Disaster Escape. It's sort of like, I wanted to take it off sort of like Temple Run and all these like running games. So you're running from or we call them disasters, so things could happen. You usually start off the game by choosing who goes first by who's older. If you have more...
I go first.
Yeah. So you go first.
No, you're young.
But if you have two of the people the same, we just say roll the dice, whoever has that number goes first.
Well, that's sort of going to be hard because it's she's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, so... And when you initiate leave, you get to choose which path you lead. Now, which way you start off, that's the way the rest of the players will lead off for the rest of the game.
So it doesn't matter if you're going clockwise or counterclockwise. You first person picks, and then everyone goes that way the rest of the game. Okay.
So you could somewhat plan if you want to do it, but like I said, it's dice, so there's not really a way to do it. So now here we have it set up sort of a little way into the game. We left off with Charlie here, just landing on a disaster zone. A disaster zone lights up the general area of which the disaster. So your goal is pretty much to leave the area before the disaster goes off, which disaster goes off by the end of his next turn. So now it goes over to Caroline's turn. So she rolls. And as she rolls, she will go, I'll say, random number 3. She lands on disaster. So now this activates. So now there's 2 disaster spots depending on the predetermined person. None of them will active until their next turn. So she doesn't do anything. So now it goes to Carlito. And he goes on. And he'll roll 1. Now the ability spots are cards that will end up benefiting you at the end. So he'll draw 1. Hit this one, move forward 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. It's an instant. Now the cards are divided into 2 things. Instant cards and self-initiated. Self-initiated is ones that you can hold and activate whenever you want during any other.
Can they be instant, or do you have to wait for a
You could choose
initiated
to,
one?
You could choose to use it now when you get the card, or you could.
So it could also be instant, but you can wait on it if you want. All right.
So that's just recycle. Now I'm calling her Margaret. And she rolls a 6. But depending on the thing, she does not end up out of the disaster zone. So now she's a little bit worried. So now it comes back to what I call him, Kenny?
I don't know.
Yeah,
the white,
whatever.
the white
There
guy.
you go.
The white guy.
I'll
So
buy
he
him.
rolls a 5 and he goes
He's actually a clear guy. He gets
out. But he lands on a troll. He's like, ooh, so he draws a troll. Here's 1 now. Move back 3 spaces. So he's thinking he's out of the disaster zone, but he's safe. But the disaster zones also the troll cards are meant to set you back. So now he's in the disaster zone. So it's then his turn. So he's thinking, I can eliminate both turns. I may be out, but he'll be out too. But Margaret has a little secret card over here, which is his teleport. Move out of the disaster zone. So the moves are just one out thing. But it's self-initiated, so she could choose whenever she does it. So now she's out of the way.
So moving out means just move 1 space out in the direction you're going?
Yes.
So what if one of them's an action card, and say you land on it, do you have to do the action, or it just moves you there and you don't do the thing?
It just moves you there. It doesn't actually initiate it because you didn't land on it. Alright. So and then it continues on. And it's just until that. And now since he was in the disaster zone, he's out of the game. And the game will continue on and on until you end up the last person.
Okay. So in your play tests, how long is a game initially?
How long did you say it was?
'Cause it seems like it can go pretty quick.
Depending on the direction, that it will either go quick or it can go long. So I think it was
It's like a rough estimate of what you think an average amount of time would be.
What did you say, Kenny?
5 minutes.
When we play tested, in the amount of time that we play tested, we play tested maybe 15 times.
So a game can end in like 2-3 minutes, right?
It was still funny though.
I mean, that's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm trying to get a good gist of figuring out, like, so the value in the game. So sometimes, you know, if a game doesn't usually last that long, holding on to cards doesn't make as much sense. A lot of times you'd be like, oh, let me
Yeah.
just do this thing right away or whatever.
And that was
So,
with 2. That wasn't with 4. That was only with 2 people.
oh, well, that's different then. Yeah, if you got 4 or 5 people, then, you know, if it's like, yeah, maybe 5-6 minutes if there's like that many people. And then, like I said, there's nothing wrong with quick games. I'm not saying that. You just want to make sure it's balanced out so there isn't a ton of strategy, because it's hard to strategize when the game ends that fast, right? So you always want to be careful of that or whatever. But any other last? What's this in the middle?
That's just the starting. That's where.
Oh,
you
that's where
start.
everyone start. Okay, yeah. Okay. So you start from there and you go either direction. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh, there's one thing. There's certain disaster cards or ability ones that are only specific for each zone. So fire, tornado.
So yeah, one of the examples say if you're in a fire zone, you're like in a disaster zone, you're in trouble. Like one of the cards is fire resistance, like, you know, and it'll help you like get out of that tough situation, like help you a little more. Like it won't help you get out of it, but you know, it'll help you stay
In the
alive
game.
more, even a little bit more.
So how long is the disaster going? Just that second turn after the person hit a disaster point, and after that turn's over, then whoever's in it, boom, they're dead. Otherwise, they just move on.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't last a couple of turns in the disaster. It's only that one turn, and then that's it.
Yeah, if we figured if it lasted too long, then you couldn't continue on past it. So it just pretty much.
Or you did, it just made the game even faster.
Yeah.
You rolled into your death.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Unless you had like a D4, you can never move too many spaces at once. Okay, so what's the T?
Trolls.
Troll.
For like.
I like the
troll.
setback cards.
Oh, okay. So which one's which? Are these the troll cards or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. I put a T and an A.
Yeah. So ability and troll cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, see,
All right. Cool. Let's give him a hand.